Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Moxie DIY in Java. I'm Michelle. Today's video is going to be all about the reason for the season, and that is Jesus. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. This terrarium is from the Dollar Tree and by far is one of my favorite things that they sell because it looks like it's worth way more than $1. And these peg dolls are from Hobby Lobby. It's from their woodpile collection. We'll be using various sizes to represent Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. And this bead is going to be our riser for some greenery. And speaking of the greenery, this is the frosted fern, I believe that's what it's called, also from the Dollar Tree. I chose to use this conical shape, but you can use whatever type of greenery you would like. Okay, first things first, we're going to glue down our Joseph peg doll. I am placing him as far to the front left as I can. And the reason we're gluing him down first is so that way I know that I have enough space for Mary in the front and the tree in the back. You'll see here in just a second. We're going to hold off on gluing down baby Jesus for now, so that way we can put the snow in the base. We're going to mix equal parts of Plaid's Mod Podge and Epsom salt. And you're going to mix it to about a Play-Doh type consistency or wet sand. Basically, you want it to hold its shape if you squeeze it together. Now I'm just throwing it in there pretty much and then mashing it down to the bottom of the terrarium. Now, when Mod Podge and Epsom salt dry, it becomes very sturdy. You almost have to chip it off if you want it to come off, which is great for this because it means that that snow is going nowhere once it is dry. Now that I like how it looks, we're going to let it dry for a few hours. To add baby Jesus, I'm just going to put some glue on his head and his body and then glue him to his parents. If you would like to connect with me in other ways, I am also on Instagram, Pinterest, and you can find me at Moxie DIY Java. I always love talking to you guys, so be sure to say hi. And here it is, all ready to hang in a tree or sit on your tiered tray. I found these nativity themed buttons from Hobby Lobby and I thought that they were perfect for this cloche. We're going to need craft sticks and the tumbling tower blocks so that way we can create the different levels that we'll be using in this cloche. Now I'm planning to treat this almost like a stage, so our characters are going to be staggered and they will be at different levels within the cloche. So you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second, but here I'm just trying to figure out the staging of those characters. So now I'm gluing down the Holy Family to the first craft stick. Now I love the Gorilla Hot Glue. It's the best in my opinion, and it really holds really well, and that's what I'm using here. I am just gluing the bases of the family as well as their donkey, and I'm adding them to this particular stick. And I will continue to add characters to other sticks as I go along. To get the staggering just right, I decided to go on ahead and cut this craft stick so that way this particular wise man would not be covered by Mary or another character. So I pretty much grew up in the theater. I was a ballerina, and we always knew that you never ever faced straight on to the audience, and you also never turned your back on the audience. So that is why for this cloche, I am angling all the different characters and animals slightly. So that way you can still see them, but they look a little more dimensional than flat. So here I'm showing you that I am adding another craft stick to the base of the Holy Family, and this is going to be our first riser, and then I will add consecutively from there. So this wise man and the shepherd are getting 2 craft sticks underneath them. Then the next set are going to get a tumbling tower block on its side, and then the camels are going to get a tumbling tower block on its end. Okay, the levels are set, so now we are going to cover up those craft sticks with some of this Excelsior. So to get it to stick just right, I cut up the Excelsior to as small as I could get it, and I am sprinkling it on top of the hot glue, as you can see here. The smaller the pieces, the better in this case, because the larger pieces will just overpower the characters and it just won't look right, and you'll have to end up taking it off or trimming it or something like that. And I will end up trimming this just to give it a little bit of a haircut, but it's not as bad as it would have been if we had the long strands. So here are our sheep, and then I'm going to move on to all the different risers. And now we're going to glue the risers together. I'm just putting glue on the sides and then smashing them as hard as I can together. And we're going to eventually glue every single riser together. Now for the star and Gabriel. I'm going to glue the star on the very top of the cloche, and the Gabriel is going to be glued on the inside top of the cloche. So it looks like he's floating above the Nativity. Not only is this video all about Jesus' birth, but it is also part of a playlist, and a group of us have gotten together to create a bunch of religious and Christian-inspired Christmas decor for you. So be sure to check that out. It is hosted by LaParsha, my dear friend from Creating It Myself, and I hope that you will check out the playlist and get lots of inspiration not only for your decor, but in your heart too. I initially saw this at Oriental Trading, and I knew it was something that I wanted to make myself. So we're just going to use this decor piece, and I printed out the background printable, glued the poem onto it, and just put it in. And all we're going to do is just glue on one of these really pretty key pieces that I got from the Dollar Tree. The poem says, Mary and Joseph traveled miles to Bethlehem, but that when they arrived there was no room available for them. With each knock on the door, Joseph only heard bad news until an innkeeper offered them a stable should they choose. With the animals to witness, the Son of God was born, and Mary placed him in a manger to keep him warm. This key is to remind you today and throughout the year, make room for Jesus in your heart and forever keep him near. We're going to use this beautiful Nativity Silhouette from the Dollar Tree. I love that they're putting out all of these wood pieces. It really makes me happy. So for this purpose, we're not going to need these side pieces, and you'll see that I will clip the rest of them off in a few minutes. But we're going to paint all of the pieces white, and that's so that way they can stand out against the background we're going to use in a little bit. When I saw this night scene in the calendar, I knew it would be perfect for this DIY. So we're just going to try to get as much of the moon and the stars as possible. We don't really need the water so much. And you'll see that I actually position it above where the picture is, and we will take care of that in just a minute. But I wanted to make sure that the moon was visible in the piece. So here I'm supplementing these stars for the tip of the graphic. See, you can't even tell, and we're just going to use good old Scotch tape to put those together. Now I'm going to do a very light dry brushing just to coordinate the two wood tones. They are a little bit different, and this is to bring them together. If you are liking what you're seeing today, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. I usually put out DIYs that are easy on the budget and pretty to our eyes. My subscribers are some of my favorite people, and I hope that you'll consider joining us. would love to hear which one of these is your favorite. Comment down below and let me know. I want to thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope that you have very happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, and until I see you in the next video, take care.